So hi, welcome to the next episode of the Tower Ladder 9 Fire Department New York. There's three issues left on this pack, 60, 61 and 62. 60 and 61 are pretty much the same and they look quite simple. So I'm actually just going to take a chance. I'm going to do 3 episodes all in one, three parts all in one, and that will finish off pack number 9. So this is pack 60. There are just a few components. One is big and the others are just small. This is the left hand bed section. Let me move my camera a little bit across. I've got the fire truck out ready because we will be needing it, but not for a couple of episodes. Next we've got a spotlight which is here. Here we go. Right, careful, there's a little clear lens in here. So this is the spotlight. We have got a spotlight lens and we've got a nameplate. It says Aerialscope 75. I guess that's who made the actual the ladder part. And then lastly we've got some, oh, it says XXX. That's interesting. It says XXX, but I think that means I screws and C screws. So we need to take the ladder nameplates from a previous issue, which are these pieces. And are they the same? I think they are the same. So we need to take these nameplates. And they were for stage 1 and 9. Note the fixing brackets on either side are at different lengths. There we go. So yes, so they are pretty much, oh, one's longer than the other and one has, yeah, they've got different fixings, so we can't put them on the wrong side. So what we need to do is take our fix the nameplate with a shorter bracket to the left hand side using 4 type C screws. Now I've got to figure out the orientation. I think that's the orientation. So the one with the shorter brackets is this one, and I can see there's a locating tab and there's 3 sets of holes there, so that's going to go in like that. Do you think that's quite a lot of screws for fixing one thing into a piece of plastic? Countersunk screws, a lot of these screws seem to be countersunk, so I'll do one. I'll put that straight in actually, then I'll do the opposite corner, which is here, and that should pull it all in, which it doesn't because that tab's not quite in properly. We haven't got the locating tab in. I'm going to do a little bit of a cheat if I can find it, which I can't, so no cheating for me. So I'm going to have to loosen that screw off a bit. I didn't check that it was fully engaged, and now because it's a slight angle, that locating tab doesn't want to go in. There we go, that's in. So I'll just go straight in with this second screw. Once we get that screw caught, it should pull that tab in, which it actually isn't. So I hope we have more luck with the third screw then. That locating tab is very, very, very tight. This one's working. Okay, I'm happy enough with that. and then the last screw. There we go. That's lovely. Happy with that? Happy, happy, happy. Right, so underneath that we want to stick this nameplate on, and we need to apply a little bit of glue. So what we're going to do, we've got a small recess, so we'll pop some glue in there like that, and that'll stay there. Now probably most glues will do this apart from polystyrene cement. I am going to use super glue purely because I have super glue to hand, but there's, you know, you could consider a slower drying glue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread the glue in there. I'm not going to go right to the end. I feel that as long as the majority of it has glue, it will be fine. There we go. Make sure it's the correct way round though, because once it's stuck on, that probably isn't going to come off. There we go. Easy peasy. There we go. So now we want to take the spotlight and the spotlight lens, and I'm sure we've done this a few times. We're going to pop that lens into that spotlight. Whether that's going to stay there, I don't know, but I think that is. And then we're going to pop that on a corner. There we go, just in there. And it has got a shaped hole, so it can only go one way. And that's going to go in like, no, it went in and decided to come out again. Make sure I have got it the right way. I thought I did. There we go, that's in, and that is stage complete. So stage 61 looks pretty much identical to me, so we'll whiz through the parts list because we've seen them all just less than 7 minutes ago. So we have this what we call a right hand bed section. We have 2 C-type screws, 4 C-type screws. I'll tip those out ready, because why have we not used the I screws? That's interesting, isn't it? I'm gonna keep one in. No, I might as well tip them all out. Right, that's the C-type screws. We have a spotlight, we have a lens, we have a nameplate. I'll leave those till last. I'll keep them in the bag. So we need the nameplate, this nameplate with the longer brackets. That goes onto there, and I'm confident it goes that way. And that is, no, I think I've got that the wrong way. Do you know what? I think I might have the first one the wrong way as well. That would explain why it's difficult to get on. No, I've got it the right way, because it's going to stick out where the nameplate is. So that is definitely the right way. So C-type screws just like before. So as you see, this is not really holding in on its own. So we need to get that first screw in just to hold things into place, and in it goes. Pop the second one in. I'll just go diagonally opposite. There we go. And the third one, it doesn't matter where the third one goes. Just had a mini panic attack because I thought the microphone was switched off. Trouble with forgetting to turn your microphone on is you start waffling away, and then perhaps you come up with something really excellent to say, and then by the time you re-record it, you've completely forgotten what you said. Right, so apply a little glue and fix the Aerialscope 75 plate in the recess, exactly the same as we did earlier, and that's got to go the same way as the tower ladder 9 sign. That's going to fit fine. Little bit of glue. I feel like I'm rushing this, but I find when I do things for a second time, they are so much easier to do. So that's some glue there. I'll just come in from under there just to get it a little bit closer to the bottom and make sure that's the correct way up. All I'm really doing is just lining one corner up and then dropping it into place, and that's that done. Job's a good one. And then lastly we've got the spotlight, so pop the lens into the spotlight. I've got so much glue over my fingertips. However, I do have a lot of acetone there, which is very helpful for getting things off. Right, so that's going to go there, and it's going to be pointing backwards. And the shape of the tab confirms that. So is that going to go in? Oops. Right, tab. The spotlight lens has fallen out. So either I didn't put it in properly or it's not a great fit. Yeah, it's not a great fit, so that's not a problem. We'll just put 1, 2 tiny dabs of glue. And then obviously we need to try and make sure we get this in without touching the glue. There we go. That isn't going to fall out now. Right, so that's the same as the last time. In fact, that is stage complete. So on to 62, we have new components. They don't look massive, but it does say fitting the bed section to the boom support. So, and I did have a quick glance at the instructions, and I can see that we will be playing with the actual chassis. So let's keep those to there for now. So the parts list, right, we've got a left and a right boom cog, and I think that's the right boom cog and that's the left, based on the orientation, shape and size. We then have right piston brackets and left piston brackets, which I think are these, and I think that's the left and that's the right. We then have pipe A, and then we have, come on Missy, we then have pipe B, I think that's a ladder bracket. Pipe, let's do process of elimination. Pipe D, pipe C, which makes this pipe B. Okie dokie, right, I'm keeping the screws out for now. We have G, C and H screws, and the first thing we want to do is take the ladder bracket, which is this piece, and the right hand bed section, align the screw holes as shown. Now we're looking for a spotlight there, or I think it's this one because I can see 3 dots, and we are going to attach that way. that way. And then we want to attach that with a C-screw. We'll use this C-screw because there's only one left in the bag. So we'll get our screwdriver ready. There we go. And turn that over and attach the C-screw inside. Now, either I have this correct or it's 180 degrees out. It's very hard to see. They've got a picture of being attached with tweezers, so what you're actually seeing on the magazine is that. So it's hard to see. Right, so next we want to line up the two bed sections. I don't know, this way, there we go. That's the two bed sections. And we want to join the two sections together using two type I screws. So let's get our I type screws ready, and this is what we got in a couple of issues ago, not a couple of episodes ago, a couple of issues. Right, so one screw is going in there, and that's just in enough to bite because I'm not sure if I've got this right. It looks like the other screw is going in there. And so far this piece is looking good. There we go. That was quite interesting. I was screwing that and it felt like it had no resistance, and all of a sudden stop. Yeah, so looking at the finished part, it looks like that is in the right position. So next we want to fit the right boom cog to the right hand side of the bed section using two type C screws. Then we're going to repeat that step on the left. So let's get 4 screws ready. That's interesting because we've now used the spare screw we seem to have got. Right, so the shape of the cogs, it needs to be flat top and rear, and it should line up with the screw holes, and there is 2 locating pegs which goes there. I don't think you could get this wrong. Excuse me for the sniffing. I've just lost my Webster screwdriver. It's here right in front of me. So there we go. There's one. And there's 2. And then we're going to repeat that process on the other side using the left cog piece. So we want a flat top and a flat behind, so that's going to go in like that. Both of those pegs are located into something, and we've got 2 screw holes left over, so we know that's in right. There we go. And the last C screw, just as well, because I had no C screws left after this. So that's obviously got some kind of cog system, windy uppy thing, whatever you want to call it. Right, so the first bed section of the boom can now be attached to the boom support. Start by lowering the end of the bed section with the cogs into the boom support brackets. So what and where are the boom support brackets? And then that pin, we're going to need that pin we had in an earlier episode. Right, so they have these out, presumably so you can move these. This is supposed to go can't work this out. There should, there's a hole in the middle, so that hole in the middle should go about there. So remember we made this little thing before? That's going to catch on those cogs. Right, let me see if I have kept those. I had a couple of pins and I thought they gave us too many, and I thought I left them on the table, but I've taken a break since then. Oh. I normally put spares things in the box. Here we are. Here we are. And there we go. And there's a nut to go with it. Right, so what we're going to do then is, let's get that out of the way. Where are we in terms of camera? So that is going to go in like that. Let's move it round. We then need to feed this pin through, and that pin needs to feed through that hole there, come out the other side, and then go the other side of that bracket. Right, there we go. That's in that side, and it's come out the other side. So 3/4 of the battle is done now. We just need to make sure that there we go, it's gone straight in there, look. And now, because look, let me hold that there. If I press this, do you see that falls down? And then as I lift it up, it catches on the cogs. Right, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. We need to attach this nut onto the other end and screw it up, and this is the thing that I struggle with. I think the only way I can do it is to hold that nut against the screw with my finger. I've licked my finger because sometimes that, see, I can't get my finger in. I might have to try tweezers. Now all I need to do is just get a few twists of the screwdriver just to engage with that nut, which it's not doing. Once I can just get the nut on the end, I haven't got to position it. Let's try that. This is very, very dodgy because it's being held with tweezers and it could easily fly off, which it's just done, but I was a bit lucky. See, my preferred method is to just place my finger over it, but there's not really, do you know what, I've just done it. There we go, that's in. So now that we've got that nut on, obviously I can get my spanner and then, see if I can move that around a bit more. I can now tighten that up even more. So we'll tighten that so it is tight, but not so tight that it stops things from moving around. Perfect. I'm really happy with that. Right, so movement of the boom is operated by the boom control button. I would suggest holding this when you press that button, but I would say that works perfectly. Absolutely perfect. So now fix the left piston to the left hand side of the bed section using a type H screw. So left hand side, remember this is working backwards, so when we say left hand side, Do we mean the left hand side of the boom? I think they mean here. Right, I think it's this one. Yes, so we've got a screw hole there and a screw hole there. We've got a, yeah, and we've got 2 locating pegs. So that should go in like so. Brilliant. Possibly. And that needs to be fixed in with a type H screw. I'm going to put both of the H screws on the cloth, because I think it's safe to assume we're going to do the other side as well. And I'm not sure the best way to do this. Yeah, that H screw sits in there quite nicely actually. No, that's not going in. There we go, that's in. That's in nicely. Right, that's in. So, oh, fair enough. Right, the elevator pistons, which are here from stage 47, can now be fitted. Slide one of the pistons into the piston tube of the boom support. So that's going in like so. And sorry, you didn't see any of that, did you? Let me move this round. So we've got these 2 pistons, boom support, and then the other pistons going in there like so. And then we need to attach this. There's 2 holes on that. I think, yeah. So this is going to tuck. Let me move the camera, guys. So this is going to tuck underneath there like that. The screw holes are going to line up, and we're going to fix that with a G screw, of which I have 2. So right, so rotate that in a way that makes it comfortable for you. Right, so what we have now is a non-working piston. You see how that piston goes up and down with the ladder. So it makes it look like it's hydraulic. Obviously it isn't, but that's what it looks like. Now, can we assume yes? So what we need to do now is turn that around, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So left hand side, on the last one I found it easier to just pop the screw into there first and then gently locate the screw hole. That's gone straight in, which is a bit odd for me. I never have that kind of luck. There we go. And then we take this and that. Right, I've done this the wrong way round. You see there's a little hole exposed. Let me take this out. It's more cosmetic than anything else, to be fair. If I had turned that around, like that, then that hole isn't exposed. Would also possibly make the screw go in a bit easier. So let me just turn that around a little bit. Perfect. So working on this other side, so following that same principle, we're going to tuck that in behind, obviously get our screw ready first. Now when I screw, I'm going to have to just rotate it, just to give myself some, oops, sorry guys, my camera work is terrible. So that's going to go in there, and can you see that screw hole appearing and disappearing? And that's where we're going to pop our screw. Perfect. So let's rotate that and we can test it. Beautiful. Right, let's get a better camera angle. I'm having to keep moving the camera, I'm so sorry. So up, and then press the button for down, and that goes very nicely into this section there. Brilliant, very happy with that. Okay, so next we want to be playing with the back of this, and we want to locate two fixing points, one there and one there, and for that we need a curly pipe from issue 58, which is this one, I think. Yes, so this point is going to go into there, that point is going to go into there. Which way round we do them, I do not know. Right, not that way. Right, push the water pipe into the I don't think that's the right pipe. I think that is the right pipe. Right, so that is definitely going to go into there. Can you see that, guys? That will definitely, should definitely go in there. And then we'll just bring this one around. That's not wanting to play ball. So first of all, we'll just make sure that can fit into there. This is getting very fiddly now. There we go. That's in. Right, so next we want pipe C. Let me just move back to instructions. We need to get this correct. Pipe B is this one. Pipe C is this one. And that's pipe D. So we want... I've lost where I am in the magazine. Pipe C is going that way, and pipe, right, so I'm going to put these two pipes together, and then, oops, that's probably going to have a bit of a wobble on it. Pipe D, and that is that stage complete. So we have got a spare pipe. Yep. So we've got these two left over, but that pipe, I think that's all going to connect up to stuff. Oops, just pulled that out. I knew that didn't go in. I had a feeling. Handrail glued back in. Right, so yeah, a little bit precarious, but, and that, I think what's going to happen is all these pipes are going to link up. I think, I'm only thinking here, not knowing, but I think that you've got various pipes coming up. I've just lost a pipe there, look. Do you think I should glue this in? I think I should glue these in. The pipes where we know that they're they fit a particular way, you know, this one with a straight, one straight bit, that can definitely be glued in, because there's only one way that can possibly go. This one, I'm not going to glue in, because in case I get the angles wrong. You know, that's really hard to push in there, but it just moves by itself. Right. That's strange. For some reason this won't rotate 360 degrees. I don't know if it's meant to. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that like that, guys. And we'll see what develops in the next issue. So that was a very good 3 issues. Very happy with that. Let me go to front camera. So, yeah, 3 very good issues, 60, 61, 62. 2 issues were the same. I had a brief look. I think I know how that pipe's going to go, actually. I've just seen a little bracket further up, and I think that that pipe is going to go at an angle, so I'm glad I didn't glue it in. I'll explain more later on. But obviously, we need to get water up the ladder, so there needs to be some kind of pipe work. Right, so that is the end of that pack. The next issue will be 63, which is the start of pack 10. I can't remember how many episodes there are, how many issues for pack 10. Remember, we've already done pack 11, and then we'll go on to pack 12, and then that'll be the end of the build, guys. So, yeah, a little bit of a sad day there. Right, guys, so as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.